Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video where today you join us at a team sport race for a GP2 race, and we're qualified here in 9th position out of 15 karts. Instead of commentating over the race, I've got a joke book, and for my stupid mind I thought this was a great idea. Instead of commentating on the race, we're going to be reading some jokes instead. So if I wait for the light to go out, we get the first joke underway, and it's lights out and jokes are a go. So joke number one: why is history like a fruitcake? Because it's full of dates. Why did the mother ghost say to the naughty baby ghost? Spook when you're spoken to. Quality content here on YouTube. Why did Ken keep his trumpet in the fridge? Because he liked cool music. They're not growing bananas any longer. Really? Why not? Because they're long enough already. Content. This is on page 2, by the way. Dad, when I get old, will the calves of my legs be cows? The wonderful Wizard of Oz retired from business because what with up-to-date science to most of his clients, he wasn't the wizard he was. Oh my god, this is still page 2, by the way. Why didn't the banana snore? Because it was afraid to wake the rest of the bunch. Quality content. Where are we in a minute? We are in 11th position on that too. Look at that, we've lost positions. Did you hear about the sailor who was discharged from the submarine service? He was caught sleeping with the windows open. Oh, they get it, because he's... Why did the stupid sailor grab a bar of soap when his ship sank? He thought he could wash himself ashore. It's a lot of pages to go. An irate woman burst into the baker's shop and said, I sent my son in for £2 of biscuits this morning, but when I weighed them, there was only £1. I suggest you check your scales. The baker looked at her calmly for a moment or two and then replied, Madame, I suggest you weigh your son. Get it, because he's fat and he's probably eating biscuits. It's a good one, that. An idiotic labourer was told by an equally idiotic foreman to dig a hole in the road. And what shall I do with the earth, sir? Asked the labourer. Don't be daft, man, he replied. Just dig another hole and bury it. This is hard. Right, in my head, this was a good idea. This is now turning not to go. Where are we at the minute? Oh, we're in 8th, look at that. Did you hear about the stupid motorist who always drove his car in reverse? It was because he knew the town backward. What's the most important thing to remember in chemistry? Never lick the spoon. I don't understand that one at all. Waiter, how long have you worked here? 6 months, sir. Well, it can't have been you who took my order. That, I can imagine someone saying that as well in a restaurant. My dad thinks he wears the trousers in our house, but it's always mum who tells him which pair to put on. Yep. Can you stand on your head? I've tried, but I can't get my feet up high enough. How do you confuse an idiot? Give him 2 spades and ask him to take his pick. When you leave school, you should become a bone specialist. You've certainly got the head for it. 2 shark fishermen were sitting on the side of their boat just off the coast of Florida, cooling their feet in the sea. Suddenly, an enormous shark swam up and bit off one of the fisherman's legs. A shark's just bitten my leg off, yelled the fisherman. Which one? Asked his friend. I don't know, replied the first. When you've seen one shark, you've seen them all. This is getting to where we're now. Oh, in 6th position are we, in lap 6. A doctor visited his patient in the hospital ward after the operation. I've got some bad news. We've amputated the wrong leg. Now the good news, the man in the next bed wants to buy you slippers. As we come into the pits here, I should have said this before actually, because it was GP2 race, it's a 30-minute race with 1 pit stop, so everyone's got to do at least 1 pit stop. There you go, we're up to scratch. There's a large crack in the sitting room of Jimmy's house, so he goes around telling everyone that he's from... So I'm going to repeat that. There's a large crack in the sitting room of Jimmy's house, so he goes around telling everyone that he's from a broken home. A stupid bank robber rushed into the bank, pointed 2 fingers at the clerk and said, "This is a muck-up." "Don't you mean stick-up?" asked the girl. "No," said the robber, "it's a muck-up. I've forgotten my gun." What happened to the man who couldn't tell the difference between porridge and putty? All his windows fell off. When Wally Witherspoon proposed to his girlfriend, she said, "I love the simple things in life, Wally, but I don't want one of them for a husband." Stupid. That's what my girlfriend says to me. Did you hear about the Dizzy Boy Scout? He spent all day doing good turns. What's large and green and sits in a corner on its own all day? The Incredible Sulk. At our local restaurant, you can eat dirt cheap, but who wants to eat dirt? Knock knock. Who's there? Armageddon. Armageddon who? Armageddon out of here is what you probably should be doing with this video, but stick around because there's more to come. Woo, this is exciting stuff. Why do surgeons wear masks in the operating theatre? So that if they make a mistake, no one will know who did it. My son's just received a scholarship to medical school, but they don't want him while he's alive. That sort of got me a little bit, I can't lie. What should you do if you swallow a light bulb? Spit it out and be delighted. Get it? Delighted. Did you hear about the millionaire who had a bad accident? He fell off his wallet. What happened to Lady Godiva's horse when he realised that she wasn't wearing any clothes? It made him shy. This is a joke book, by the way. Just to point that out there. Why do vampires never get fat? They eat next to nothing. Get it? Next to. A woman was in court charged with wounding her husband. But madame, why did you stab him over 100 times? Asked the judge. "Oh, Your Honour," replied the defendant, "I didn't know how to switch off the electric carving knife." Doctor, I think I'm a spoon. Sit over there, please, and don't stir. Jesus Christ. There was once a puppy called May who loved to pick quarrels with animals who were bigger than she was. One day, she argued with a lion. The next day was the 1st of June. Why? Because that was the end of May. Oh my god, I've got that one. What do you get if you cross a hedgehog with a giraffe? A long-necked toothbrush. Doctor, my son's just swallowed some gunpowder. Well, don't point him at me. Doctor, Cubit keeps biting his nails. That's not serious in a child. But Cubit bites his toenails. I don't understand that one. What did Paddington Bear and Winnie the Pooh pack for their vacation? The bare essentials. So here we're getting somewhere now, lads. What kind of cats love water? Octopuses. Britain's oldest lady was 115 years old today, and she hasn't got a grey hair on her head. She's completely bald. What happens when a band plays in a thunderstorm? The conductor gets hit by lightning. What do you get if you cross a bumblebee with a doorbell? A humdinger. What does a headless horseman ride? A nightmare. Why did the farmer plough his field with a steamroller? Because he planned to grow mashed potatoes. It's a smart farmer. Doctor, I think I'm Napoleon. How long have you felt like this? Ever since Waterloo. Skip over that one. What sort of sentence would you get if you broke the law of gravity? A suspended one. Doctor, and did you drink your medicine after your bath, Miss Soap? Mrs. Soap. No, doctor. By the time I drunk the bath, there wasn't room for the medicine. Well, we are at 14, position 10th. Cool, getting there. Doctor, I keep stealing things. What can I do? Try to resist the temptation. But if you can't, get me a new television. Why does a stork stand on one leg? Because it would fall over if it lifted the other one. Waiter, this lobster's only got one claw. It must have been in a fight, sir. then bring me the winner. Again, this is a joke book, so jokes. This is awful. What sort of ship does Count Dracula sail on? A brood vessel. It's a thinker. Did you hear about Lenny the Loafer? He's so lazy that he sticks his nose out the window so that when the wind will blow it for... Let me repeat that one. Did you hear about Lenny the Loafer? He is so lazy that he sticks his nose out the window so that the wind will blow it for him. Are vampires mad? Well, they're often bats. Which day of the week is the strongest? Sunday. All the rest are weekdays. What about Saturday? What's the best place to find diamonds? In a pack of cards. What's white and flies? Super spud. How did the baker get an electric shock? He stood on a bun and a current ran out. He stood on a bun and a current ran up his leg. My sister is so stupid. She thinks that aroma, is someone who travels a lot. I'm getting stupid by the second reading this. What fish tastes best with cream? A jellyfish. Apparently. Where are we now? Lap 16, 10th position still. My dad is a real jerk. I told him I needed an encyclopedia for school, and he said I'd have to walk just like everyone else. I didn't recognise you for a minute. It was one of the happiest minutes of my life. Ooh, that's a bit brutal. She's such a gossip, it doesn't take her long to turn an earful into a mouthful. Did you hear about the idiotic goalkeeper who saved the penalty but let it in on the action replay? Claire's singing is improving. People are putting cotton wool in only one ear now. Good for Claire, good for Claire. When I was at school, I was as smart as the next fellow. What a pity the next fellow was such an idiot. What a pity the next fellow was such an idiot. Should have been a comma there. Should have been a comma. My dog saw a sign that said wet paint, so he did. Why did idiots tug of war team lose the match? They pushed. Oh, that's getting me a little bit. Doctor, my left leg is giving me a lot of pain. I expect that's old age. But my right leg is as old, and that doesn't hurt at all. A garbage man was walking along whistling while balancing a bin on his head and one on each shoulder. How do you manage to do that? Asked Jane. It's easy, replied the garbage man. Just put your lips together and blow. What's black and white and makes a lot of noise? A zebra with a set of drums. It's not wrong. George is the type of boy that his mother doesn't want him to associate with. George is the type of boy that his mother doesn't want him to associate with. Yeah. Roger was in a very full bus when a fat woman opposite said, "If you were a gentleman, young man, you'd stand up and let someone else sit down. And if you were a lady," replied Roger, "you'd stand up and let 4 people sit down." Woo! Getting cancelled, that one. Woo. A man went into a local department store where he saw a sign on the escalator. Dogs must be carried on this escalator. The silly man then spent the next 2 hours looking for a dog. Doctor, I keep losing my memory. When did you first notice that? When did I first notice what? Teacher, if you add 20,567 to 20,678 and then divide by 97, what do you get? Jim, the wrong answer. My dog is a nuisance. He chases everyone on a bicycle. What can I do? Take his bike away. I get it. Little Miss Muffet sat on her foot, eating a bowl of stew. Along came Spider, sat down behind her. Guess what? She ate him up too. Poems on here as well. This is advanced content, this is. I would be surprised if you're still here. If you're still here, reply, comment below. Are we on? That's 21, position 8. Well, we've made up a position from the start. We've made up a position. Did you hear about the stupid Australian who received a new boomerang for his birthday? He spent 2 days trying to throw the old one away. Get it, because it comes back. The seaside resort we went to last year was so boring that one day the tide went out and never came back. My mother uses lemon juice for her complexion. Maybe that is why she looks so sour. Did you hear about the idiotic karate champion who joined the army? The first time he saluted, he nearly killed himself. Boy monster. You've got a face like $1 million. Girl monster. Have I really? Boy monster, yes. It's green and wrinkly. How does an idiot call for his dog? He puts 2 fingers in his mouth and then shouts Rover. My girlfriend talks so much that when she goes on holiday, she has to spread suntan lotion on her tongue. As he was walking along the street, the vicar saw a little girl trying to reach a high door knocker. Anxious to help, the vicar went over to her. "Let me do it, dear," he said, rapping the knocker vigorously. "Great," said the girl. "Now run like hell." First cannibal. My dad's so tough, he can kill crocodiles with his bare hands. Second cannibal. My dad's so tough, it took 6 hours to microwave to cook him. Chuck, do you have any holes in your underpants? Teacher, oh, of course not. Chuck, then how do you get your feet through? It's a thinker again. These are thinking jokes. What is a snail? A skunk with a crash helmet. I mean, that's Turbo. He's a guy. Did you hear about the idiot who made his chickens drink boiling water? He thought they would lay hard-boiled eggs. What's thick, black, floats on water and shouts, "Knickers." Crude oil. Did you thank Mrs. Pilbeam for teaching you today? Alex Morass asked him when he came home from school. No, I didn't. Mary in front of me did, and Mrs. Pilbeam said, "Don't mention it." So I didn't. Some people say school's cooking is out of this world. Most people wish it was out of their stomachs. At my piano teacher's last performance, the audience cheered and cheered. The piano was rocked. That was a good one. That was a good one. Why was the musician arrested? Forgetting in treble. Oh, that was slowly downhill again. What's the difference between a bus driver and a cold in the head? A bus driver knows the stops, and a cold in the head stops the nose. Waiter, why is there an apple pie all mashed up? You did ask me to step on it, sir. Why did the monster eat a light bulb? Because it was in need of light refreshment. Lap 27. Oh, we're about halfway, aren't we? This is getting tough. This is getting tough. Would you say that a cannibal who ate all his mother's... Would you say that a cannibal who ate his mother's sister was an ant-eater? A ghost was out haunting one night and met a fairy fluttering through the forest. Hello, said the ghost. I've never met a fairy before. What's your name? No, said the fairy. That's a very odd name, said the ghost. No, it's not, said the fairy, offended. Haven't you heard of a fairy muff? Nuff? For God's sake. Haven't you heard of a fairy nuff? That was... I'll bleep that one out. For God's sake. What happened when the cows got out of their field? There was utter chaos. A monster went to see the doctor because he kept bumping into things. You need glasses, said the doctor. Will I be able to read with them? Asked the monster. Well, yeah. That's brilliant, said the monster. I didn't know how to read before. The stupid monster went to the mind readers and paid £5 for his thoughts read. After half an hour, the mind reader gave him his money back. Knock knock. Who's there? Francis. Francis who? Francis, a country in Europe. What do you get if a huge hairy monster steps on Batman and Robin? Flatman and ribbon. Cross-eyed monster. When I grow up, I want to be a bus driver. Which? Well, I won't stand in your way. How does Jack Frost get to work? By icicle. What should you do if you find a gorilla sitting at home? What should you do if you find a gorilla sitting at your school desk? Sit somewhere else. What did the stupid ghost call his pet tiger? Spot. Did you hear about the stupid vampire who listened to a match? He burnt his ear. The wizard who had invented a flying carpet was interviewed for a local radio station. What's it like, Merlin, to fly on a magic carpet? Asked the radio presenter. Rugged, replied Merlin. Did you hear about the businessman who is so rich he has 2 swimming pools, one of which is always empty? It's for people who can't swim. Why is twice 10 the same as twice 11? Because twice 10 is 20 and twice 11 is 22. Did you hear about the short-sighted monster who fell in love with a piano? He had such wonderful white teeth. How could he resist it? Did you hear about the competition to find the laziest spook in the world? All the competitors were lined up on stage. I've got a really nice, easy job for the laziest person here, said the organiser. Will the laziest spook raise his hand? All the spooks put their hands up, except one. Why didn't you raise your hand? Asked the presenter. Too much trouble, yawned the spook. What's an inkling? A baby fountain pen. Knock knock. Who's there? Thumping. Thumping who? Thumping green and slimy just went up your trousers. First line. Every time I eat, I feel sick. Second line. I know, it's hard to keep a good man down. Where are we now? 33, position 7th. I hope you're enjoying the Kart content more than this, because this is just awful. I was expecting these jokes to be a lot better than this, but they are just something else. Did you hear about the monster who ate bits? Did you hear about the monster who ate bits of metal every night? It was his staple diet. What do you get if you cross a cow with a mule? Milk, with a kick in it. 2 Irishmen looking for work saw a sign which read, "Tree fellas wanted." Oh, now, look at that, said Paddy. What a pity there's only D2 others. Sharon, I'm so homesick. Sheila, but this is your home. Sharon, I know, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this book. Did you hear about the woman who was so ugly she could make yogurt by staring at a pint of milk for an hour? We're getting towards the end. We're getting towards the end. How do you stop a cold going to your chest? Tie a knot in your neck. Sign in a laundrette. Those using automatic washers should remove their clothes when the lights go out. Mummy, why do you keep poking Daddy in the ribs? If I don't, the fire will go out. Don't understand that one. Why did the elephant cross the road? To pick up the flattened chicken. Sign in shop window. For sale. Pedigree bulldog. House trained. Eats anything. Very fond of children. Good news. I've been given a goldfish for my birthday. The bad news is that I don't get the bowl until my next birthday. Toilet do that. Why do you keep doing the backstroke? I've just had a lunch and I don't want to swim on a full stomach. What's the smelly city in America? Few York. If a dog is tied to a rope 15 feet long, how can it reach a bone 30 feet away? The rope isn't tied to anything. No, said the enraged businessman to the persistent salesman. I cannot see you today. That's fine, said the salesman. I'm selling spectacles. Please sir, why do you keep me locked up in this cage? Because you're the teacher's pet. Why are you covered in bruises? I started to walk through a revolving door, then I changed my mind. I tourist walked into a fish and chip shop in Derry. "I'll have fish and chips twice," he ordered. "Sure. I heard you the first time," came the reply. "Did you hear about the fool who keeps going around saying no?" "No." "Oh, so it's you." Oh, okay, I'll give you that one. That's not a bad one. A group of Chinamen who were on a safari in Africa came across a pride of lions. "Oh look," said one of the lions, "a Chinese takeaway." That's a good one. "What do you get if you cross a chicken with a cow?" "Roast beef." What did the bookworm say to the school librarian? "Can I borrow this book, please?" What's a cow's favourite love song? "When I fall in love, it will be for Heather." "Keep that dog out of my garden, it smells disgusting," a neighbour said to a small boy one day. The boy went home to tell everyone to stay away from the neighbour's garden because of the smell. Why couldn't the butterfly go to the dance? Because it was a mouthful. What do you get if you cross an eagle with a skunk? A bird that stinks to high haven. How can you tell if an elephant has been sleeping in your bed? The sheets are wrinkled and the bed smells of peanuts. What do you get if you cross a kangaroo with a sheep? A woolly jumper. What has a bottom at the top? Your legs. What do you get if you cross a flea with a rabbit? Bugs Bunny. What does a caterpillar do on New Year's Day? Turns over a new leaf. What do we get from naughty cows? Bad milk. What do you get if you cross a crocodile with a flower? I don't know, but I'm not going to smell it. What do you get if you cross a Scottish legend and a bad egg? The Loch Ness Pongster. 5 more laps, come on, we can get through this. Knock knock. Who's there? Dishes. Dishes who? Dishes the way I talk now. I've got false teeth. What cheese is made backward? Edam. It's made back Edam. E-D-A-M. What circles a lampshade at 200 miles an hour? Stirling moth. Hey, we've got a racing joke in here, that's what I like to see. Doctor, doctor, my husband smells like fish. Poor soul. What do you call a multi-storey pigeon? A skyscraper. There was a young man called Art who thought he'd be terribly smart. He ate 10 cans of beans and busted his jeans and allowed an earth-shattering... Yep. Why did the pig run away from the pigsty? He felt that the other pigs were taking him for granted. Did you hear about the absent-minded monster who went round and round in a revolving door for 3 hours? He didn't know whether he was coming or going. Oh my god. So close. Why did the sparrow fly into the library? It was looking for bookworms. Did you hear about the girl's favourite hotel? It had running rotten mould in every room. What's yellow and sniffs? A banana with a bad cold. What's purple and hums? A rotten plum. Did you hear about the boy who sat under a cow? He got a pat on the head. Doctor, how can I cure myself on sleepwalking? Sprinkle Ting Tacs on your bedroom floor. Why are ghosts cowards? Because they've got no guts. Why did the toad become a lighthouse keeper? He had his own frog horn. What did the Indian ghost sleep in? A creepy teepee. Who brings the monsters their babies? Frankenstalk. What do you think of Dracula films? Fantastic. Doctor, doctor, I feel like a sheep. That's bad. This is bad. Oh my god, why is this my idea? Doctor, doctor, I feel like an apple. We must get into the core of this. Doctor, doctor, I feel like a dog. Sit. In which biblical story is tennis mentioned? when Moses served in Pharaoh's court. In the finishing line, we are going to finish the 7th for this one. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the terrible jokes, or the terrible, yeah, the racing, terrible jokes, whatever. It was a crap idea to begin with. Yeah, thank you very much for watching YouTube. If you did like, leave a like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one. I promise I won't do this again. I'll see you later.